And I don't know if you know about the reason this is a film. The Mandalorian Grogu is a film instead of a series.
No. Why is
So
it?
like, Iger was brought back into, I can't remember the other guy's name from Disney, but he was brought back in.
To be CEO again.
Yeah, and his entire thing is like, make money quick, cut expenses. Obviously, TV series are like long. Even if it's just 8, like it's so expensive to make.
Yeah.
Keep it compact, make it into a film, and put it in the box office. And this whole thing about bringing back event cinema, you know. So like,
Yeah.
I think he's hoping it will sort of relaunch people going out, like in the summer, all these big titles, people going back out to cinema.
I've seen that happen. I don't know if you watch anime, but like that happens a lot in the anime community now.
Does it?
Like, Demon Slayer, they're like, we're not gonna use our time to make a TV series because we don't need to. We can just make a movie where we just have the characters fight each other and people are gonna go and watch
And
it.
the thing is, as well, like with the Demon Slayer films, they're chopped up and used in the series anyway.
Yeah.
So,
but that's the way they're gonna get a money grab because it's doing well in terms of box office. Like, it's making like multi-millions. So it's like I can see why they're doing it. Is it their best approach? I'm not sure. I guess that's the argument to have. But I'm looking forward to the Mandalorian.
With streaming's
movie.
streaming's a lost leader for almost everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if this guy comes in and he's saying we need to start making money again, it's sort of natural progression. He'd move it back to the cinema, I guess. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. But I'm prepared for people to have criticisms immediately, as they usually do with Star Wars.
Yeah. Fair. Well, on that note, that's the wrong sound effect. Welcome to the Outtake Show, the show where we give our landers opinions and reviews within the movie and TV world. We've got the host and the most, Yardman Junior's in the building. We also got another host in the building as well. We've got the silent assassin Mazzavelli as well. Run with me. But wait. There's more. We're having back-to-back guests now. I don't know, Maz, we've been doing a lot. You've been doing good.
we have been doing a lot.
We're doing
but
good.
we were missing during LFF. Now we're back.
We're back with a big guest in the building as well. He's a host. He'll be hosting the MCM Comic-Con London, which is going to be this week, next week.
This Friday it starts, but you'll be on stage on Saturday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm doing the
triple bill. So you've got like at least 3 chances to go to the stage and check it out.
Yes, sir. We have not only he's a host, he's also a content creator as well. We got Luke in the building. How you doing, Luke?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. What about you?
I'm good, man. I'm doing alright, man. I'm trying to get my energy up, man. It's been a long. Right now from recording, we're doing BFI. We've been watching 2 or 3 movies a day.
Yeah.
Morning screenings.
It don't sound hard work, but I imagine after a while.
You know, that's very true. You know, I was talking to someone that works in the industry. He was a gaffer. And I was randomly just telling him that I'm doing BFI and watching all these movies. He's like, bro, you're living the dream. And I was like, oh, I am kind of living the dream, but I'm exhausted. But like, you know what?
Yeah.
You have to take little moments and realize, you know what? This is a blessing. Yeah. We're in a good space. So I am enjoying myself, but I'm trying to.
Have you found it?
I found it good, but the films have been like really hard, very heavy.
Very
I think there was a very limited amount of animation films as well this year.
Yeah, that's a
which
shame.
I feel like is a shame, but yeah, I think I enjoyed it on the most half. But those 8 a.m. screenings,
horrible.
Yeah, there's
watching
something else.
Watching a sad film at 8 a.m. is like I woke up to be sad. Like
when I saw you saying about 8 a.m. screenings, I thought about the other guest you had who was saying about the cinema being like the peak place for the sleep.
Yeah.
I was like, I can imagine if I got in at 8 a.m. I'd probably be falling back to sleep.
There was times I was actually catching myself. I'm pretty sure you did as well, Junior.
Mastermind. That film, that slow-paced film, that film was not a film to watch early in the morning. That's an evening film. But yes, we've got a bunch of stuff to talk with Luke today about. But we have one question that we ask all our guests. What is your outtake?
I would say that the best Star Wars stories are the animated ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Above the films, above the games, the animation for me is king.
What was that
one? Wait, above the games?
Oh, yeah. Big.
What was that animation one? You're talking about just the films. What about the TV series? What was it?
Yeah,
TV Clone. Was it Attack Clone?
They did TV series animations like Clone Wars.
Clone
Rebels.
Wars was good. I'm watching that. That was hard.
Yeah, man. They I think because they were before the Mandalorian, before even like that, it was like long form storytelling over 20-minute chunks.
Yeah.
They just got so much more out there, and they fortified a lot of the things that maybe were a bit wobbly in the films. You know. Yeah. So for me, that's the peak storytelling in Star Wars.
That's a good outtake. I don't know how the audience is gonna reply
Yeah.
to that. But
Feel free to disagree.
I'm excited for the
outtake.
Studio Ghibli.
That should be fun.
Yeah,
Visions.
yeah, very, very excited. Love Studio Ghibli in general in terms of animation style, but bring it to a Star Wars world because it's very like fantastical. I think that would be really good.
I really recommend watching those first couple of seasons. You know, they're all in isolation of one another. You know, all separate stories.
Oh, so it's like an anthology, essentially.
Yeah, totally. So they're gonna bring back the most popular ones into their own series eventually. But yeah, they're all different anthologies, and they range between like 8 minutes to like 40 minutes.
That's cool.
They even had like because it's not just Ghibli, it's like Aardman Animation did one and stuff like that. They got all different studios doing them. So yeah, really good.
Is it out now, or is it something pending?
So there's previous seasons, but the new season is coming.
Oh,
it's imminent.
Because this was announced at Star Wars Con in Japan earlier on this year, and there was a lot that was said at Star Wars Con in terms of like what's going on and what can fans expect. Like Ryan Gosling is going to be in Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
world?
that's the next big Star Wars film, innit? What's it called again?
Starfighter. Mia Goth, Ryan Gosling. I'm trying to remember who else.
Mickey Madison would be in there.
There's a killer cast looking.
Yeah, it's a big cast. But you know what it is? I'm scared of the director because the director, what's his name? Shorty. He directed, of course, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh yes.
And then he did that Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
He does a lot of Ryan Gosling films, but it seems like his niche is kind of like family comedy films, and maybe that can work in the ether of like a Star Wars film, especially using someone like Ryan Gosling that has said numerous times that he wants to do more of that family friendly stuff as well. He doesn't want to do like really dark stuff anymore.
He's got a hit and miss track record, isn't he?
Yeah, he does.
You know,
yeah, like
when it hits, it really hits. But yeah.
When it misses, it falls completely. Yeah.
Damn.
But it's true.
Yeah.
So are we all in agreement that we're excited to see this next Star Wars film?
Yes.
I think we're on a good run for Star Wars. It just depends on what fans say. But we're on a good run, I think, especially with Mandalorian, which I know a lot of people are like, is it really that good? I like it.
Are you're not a fan?
No, I love it. I love Mandalorian. I think it's so wholesome and it's fun at the same time. And I like big Grogu fan.
Yes, you can't not be.
Yeah, it's too cute.
He's too cute.
Too cute. I feel like that's one of the few things that I really enjoy from Star Wars, like currently, like Mandalorian and Andor as well. That I guess we're gonna talk about as well. But with Mandalorian, I feel like I really enjoyed first season. I'm not too sure about the second season. I feel like it didn't really find its footing. But the fact that they're now making it into a movie and putting it on big screen, I'm kind of excited to see where they take the story from that. I think it's really important on what the story's gonna be. Is it gonna add on to the Star Wars universe, or is it just like we're just doing it for fun?
From what I've been told, it sort of is not a reboot, but it's very much that first season vibe again.
Oh, that's good.
So like things like the ship has returned, got exploded. The gun has returned.
Yeah.
It's small scale, going into towns, taking out the Empire.
Yeah.
Building to a bigger story. I guess they maybe realised that what really made it great was that first season. Parts of that second season, I felt like it did kind of lose its way in the third. Like the planning for where they were heading, they started looking on a big scale, and it kind of meant that what was happening there was diluted.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they're going back to that sort of lone wolf cub.
That's what I love about it. It felt like a futuristic like Western.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like the perfect thing to go about. And like you said, I think the other seasons, it seemed like they wanted to broaden it out because it was doing so well. It was like, okay, let's put a little bit more into it, and then didn't realize the fans actually wanted less.
Yeah, no, less is more sometimes, right?
Yeah, literally.
I don't know. I think why I liked Mandalorian so much, it gives like Indiana Jones and like little tiny Q-Quan vibes from like that time period, and I think that's something that makes me think, oh, like I really enjoy it, and it's just a like fun way of storytelling.
Yeah, definitely. So we have that. So we're all excited for the film to come out. I know there's a little bit. I think actually we actually spoke about that. So I think that's already been recorded.
Mhm.
I was talking about the tit for tat in terms of like people are of course are kind of skeptical about this TV series being in the cinema because the visuals look very similar to how it looks in TV. So people may not actually go to the cinema to watch it, which is weird. I don't know if this is the film that's going to bring people to go to the cinema to watch it, or people might wait for it to go on streaming platforms because it's coming from a TV base.
I'm wondering if they're gonna move it to streaming platforms quickly. You know, I
Yeah.
know that they had that pandemic sort of time. They're moving things very fast on a streaming platform, but while they're trying to create this sort of like culture again of getting out to the cinema, and they're taking something from streaming platform, putting it in the cinema, in my opinion, it'd be counterproductive to then be like, yeah, back on streaming platform.
Yeah.
It almost like devalues what they're trying to do, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. It has to be like it's in the cinemas. Check out it in cinemas. And I think, how do you feel about the Star Wars audience? Do you think this is something they're gonna go outside to watch?
When it's so broad and big,
Yeah.
it's so difficult to tell how people en masse will respond. You'll always get dissenting voices. You always get people who find the negatives in it. But I think that the people who loved those first couple of seasons,
Yeah.
I think they'll love this, you know. And
Yeah.
it's shot on the volume. But then films and other franchises, you know, like Marvel, like we were saying earlier, and things like that, they've used that technology too.
Yeah.
You know, what makes this a little bit more applicable than some of the Marvel stuff, I think, is it's not all CG. You know, it's grounded by the puppet with Grogu and the animatronics and a lot of real practical effects and stuff as well. You know, so it's that mixture, and if they've hit the right mix, then it will hit.
Yeah.
But,
And also, like, when you see all the behind the scenes footage of just like the choreography for the fight scenes, it's just so intense to look at how much detail is taken into like making this story.
I met and interviewed Lateef Crowder, who does all the stunts in the suit, right? And he's this like Brazilian jiu-jitsu like champion, and he's talking about wearing this suit that's already restricting your movement, you know, and trying to pull these moves. Like, it's incredible that they can do it, to be fair. You know?
That's quite interesting because I feel like, as you mentioned, this film might be somewhat of a reboot, which I think it might need to be.
Like a refresh, you know?
To get like people that didn't watch the series to go watch this, because they might feel like they have to watch the series to go to the cinema to watch this. But then I think about the audience outside of Star Wars, that this is also Pedro Pascal involved in it as well. So how did they use him to get people to watch it when he's not really in it?
Yeah,
when
because
it's
I
just his
think
voice.
that was the big thing that I was kind of like surprised after like really diving into Mandalorian, was realizing that it's not really Pedro in the suit. He's just doing voiceover most of the time.
Well,
it was like
there's a long history of that in Star Wars. You think of Dave Prowse, who played Darth Vader, and James Earl Jones, you know, sort of compositing different performances or aspect of performances to bring through the character, you know.
That's true. So I guess it's actually a common thing that people would expect. I wonder if it's weird one, because like the character is known for not taking off his mask. Would he take off just to show, hey,
100%. You're not doing a film with Pedro Pascal and not showing that
and
beautiful
also
face.
that's the moneymaker. That's how you get bums in seats.
Maybe a flashback or something. There's then be some form of scene where it's like, hey, this is him, by the way, and now let's resume and go forward. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. It comes out next. Is it next year?
May, next May.
Oh, May. It's
May
quite soon,
the
actually.
4th be with you.
Okay, they're going crazy with it. What else is there? Then we have the Ryan Gosling film as well. Is that next year as well? Or is that the following year?
I think it's the following year. Yeah,
that's the following year.
Okay, fair. So we have those two big films coming out. I'm excited to see both of them. I'm quite excited to see the Starfight one.
I forgot to mention earlier, Matt Smith. I love Matt Smith.
Oh, he's in it as well, isn't he?
He's playing one of the bad guys.
The villains,
in
isn't it?
Oh no, he's gonna be a good. If you've ever seen any film he's done where he's playing a villain, he really leans into it.
He's good.
So I'm really excited for that.
House of Dragon, I love him in that as well.
Oh, he's incredible in House of Dragon. Yeah, he's amazing. I'm looking forward to that. Then okay,
real good cast.
It's a real good cast, a real good lineups.
I just wonder what the marketing would be like, because I think sometimes they always tend to revert back when it comes to Star Wars marketing. They'll only do it for like the big conventions, but if you want to have a wider audience, you've really got to do like something outside of that.
That's interesting because there was a quote I saw yesterday from Mia Goth saying that this is a totally different film. So I guess already within production they're trying to like have that narrative of this is separate, you know, a bit like I did with Andor, you know, where they're saying, yeah, all right, it is Star Wars, but this is different, you know. So yeah, I don't think they'll be falling back into the same sort of stuff they did with a lot of the sequel stuff, where it just feels like a rehash of what's been before, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You saying that there's been a lot of Star Wars like projects that came and went.
Oh,
Is there like because just to give context, I don't know. How do I even describe myself with my relationship with Star Wars? I'm kind of like outside of the fan base of Star Wars. I kind of like, okay, if that's good, if it's a good film, it's a good film.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of look at things. I'm not too well versed in terms of like the Star Wars lore and like the individual characters. I just kind of like, if it's good, then I enjoy it. But there's always been like a reign of like probably like, I want to say like 5 or 6 projects that came and went.
yeah.
Just to ask you and to see your take on it, is like a theme or like a reason why these projects have just not come about?
So my read on it is there's this interesting dynamic at play between Lucasfilm and Disney, where Disney are always really keen to announce for things like D23 and to queue up what's coming for their investors, and then Lucasfilm maybe potentially are hesitant to do so. But you know, contractually they're obliged to. So things inevitably in the past have got announced that maybe weren't ready to be announced. You know, and they kind of just get forgotten about, but Star Wars fans don't forget, do they?
No,
yeah, we're all waiting for Donald Glover as Lando series.
Yeah,
still.
like that was
it's just never happening, is it?
There was
I
the
just
one
hope
with
it's an animation version
That'd
in
be
my
cool.
head. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah.
And also like the Lego sets would be so cool.
The thing is, they started talking about that film originally, then series, like nearly a decade ago. Well, now Donald Glover's like the same age Billy Dean Williams was when he played Lando. So this idea he's playing, I mean, he's looking good, don't get me wrong, but like the idea that he's going to be playing a younger version of the character,
it's not really working.
Nah, timelines and things like that, because but yeah, they announced a lot of things that really they had no business doing.
Yeah, it was like what's that director? She did Wonder Woman. Was it Patty? She meant to do
Patty
like
Jenkins.
she meant to do a film about the fighters.
Well, I think that's what Starfighter has turned into. I think they've taken elements of that, moved it forwards with that.
And Taika Waititi.
Well, I don't know what you guys' opinion is, but I think that guy obviously he's done some incredible stuff.
He's done good stuff, but he's kind of fallen off.
He's a bit of a joker as well, right? Because he's taken all this like big money from like big franchises, and he's long in it. Like I remember reading about the Force stuff, where he was like almost joking about making it last as long as possible for more pay, basically. And then obviously he then has his passion projects, you know, the indie films that he does, which he then puts the money that he's taken from these franchises
to make that
into, you know. I do wonder if he's just. I don't think that Star Wars thing he's doing is ever coming out, you know.
I look, you don't want to see it now. I feel like he should be on like director timeout, man, because he's very like, I don't know what he's done.
That last Thor film,
oh my
gosh. And you know what? Like you can tell that he was rushing himself in terms of making that because of the quality, and I don't want that for Star Wars.
I think he's just a money. He just wants money.
Yeah.
He's made it very clear with Love and Thunder that he was doing it just for money, and I just haven't seen the money he got from that invested to his own projects do good or be good. It seems like he's probably good at producing. It's a lot of stuff he's produced.
I can't remember what he's done since, but like Jojo Rabbit is the last thing I remember watching and being like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know, I might miss something, but there's the last thing I remember of his indie stuff. I was just like, yeah, that killed.
Yeah. You know? I think that was one of the last things he's done.
He did that film with Fassbender in it.
That football one. Yeah, but I haven't heard it. I didn't hear anything about it. I should give it a watch though.
But I didn't hear anything good.
Oh, I've heard about this as well because I watched the documentary.
Like next goal win or something.
Yeah, it's like some Samoan team. Yeah. No, I remember watching the original documentary it's based on. I did think I wanted to see it, but obviously I've completely forgotten about it until you've now mentioned. So,
but didn't have a good run, and I don't know, like it didn't feel authentic. I think a lot of people, one of the big critics that we know, was that it was like too Western lensed on a Samoan football team, even though that's like part of his
I know
heritage.
who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay. Well, shout out to him. Hope he does better in his life.
Yeah.
I don't know how things go on further. But yes, we do have Comic-Con in the UK. You'll be hosting all 3 days.
Yeah, man.
How do you feel about it, man?
I can't believe they asked me. To be fair, I'm
Really?
still like, what?
Yeah. How's the process? Was it just like an email where they just dropped you and said, hey?
So I had a creator pass,
Yeah.
and last year when I had a creator pass, I did
Nice.
the social media panel.
Nice.
Made sure I got involved. We got a little hyperfixation on it,
Mm.
and it went well. It went really well. I was really
Nice.
chuffed. And then from there, another Comic Con in London asked me to come and do some interviews with Star Wars guests. So I
that's
went and
dope.
did that. Had a brilliant time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wasn't expecting anything for this MCM, but I did set up a second panel. I thought, well, try and move it forwards. I'll do two. So we set up the social media one again, and I set up one about the summer of cinema with Eli and Geeks
Yeah,
a Week,
sick.
who you guys know.
Yeah.
And I thought, brilliant. I got those two. Start of the day, end of the day, brilliant.
Yeah.
And I got this email, and they're like, could you cost up doing all 3 days? I was like, cost
Oh,
up?
sick.
Like,
Hey,
what?
yo.
What?
And get the horns for that.
I couldn't believe it. So I'm nervous, but excited.
It's
You know?
goodness.
What can we expect from? Okay, we're gonna do a day by day breakdown.
Right.
We know what you're
Nice.
doing on Saturday, but what are you doing on Friday?
It's Friday. Mostly, I'll be talking to people from Ubisoft computer games, and the last panel of the day I'm doing is actually a bit of a special one for me. My best mate is a composer.
Oh, sick.
And he does computer games. He's like very well renowned. David Houston. He had a BAFTA nomination. Ivan
Nice.
Orvolio,
Congrats.
and his last game was Mickey Mouse Illusion Island
Yeah.
on the Switch. Really, really good. And I'm gonna be interviewing him, so like it's a real. He's been my mate for over a decade, so it's a real special one.
And I think also like there's been that conversation, especially on TikTok, about like video game composing, like especially when it like you look at the old ones, how important it was in terms of world building.
Oh yeah. And like establishing what like these songs will like make you like you hear a certain sound and you just relate it to the game. Like those are like key moments of our childhood and life.
The first game Dave did that was like his big breakthrough was a game called Thomas Was Alone. Lo-fi, blank black screen, flat 2D shapes, and it was narrated by who's the guy that wrote Yes Man? I can't remember his name.
Yes Man. Let me see if I can.
Danny Wallace. It was narrated by Danny Wallace, and Dave's music and the writing by Mike Biffle, and it just made this like mood throughout the entire thing. It was really emotional, but literally the screen is flat black screen, 2D shapes, just blocks of color. It was incredible.
I'd be really curious into understanding how he like essentially changes visuals into like this like sound storytelling, because it's completely different to like sound design.
Well, come along Friday. Come along Friday. Like I'm obviously he's my mate. We always talk about work and stuff, but like I'm looking forward to asking exactly those sort of questions, which maybe casually I wouldn't push as hard, So yeah.
Nice.
And then on Saturday, you're really booked.
Yes.
So we've got the creator stage, which is the summer cinema retrospective. So you've got Geeks of the Week, which is Pat, Eli, and Clem.
Yes.
And then you've also got Nadia, who's an artist who you might have seen her work for Alien Romulus, for
good.
Empire.
Oh, sick.
I actually met her at Nosferatu screening last year. And then there's Becky, who is a cosplayer, and you would have definitely seen her. I think I saw Becky at the 30 minutes preview for Superman, and she was cosplaying as Superman.
She is like crazy enthusiastic and busy all the time, going to screenings as well. Like she's as big into film as like Eli and Pat and Clem and everyone. But she's just got a slightly different style about how she presents it,
Yeah, I think she really leans into the cosplaying part of it, because I think one of the big things that people really take out of a film is costume designs. Like The Matrix is a big one. I mean, Star Wars, we could honestly spend a whole half an hour talking about how big it is in the cosplaying world.
Yeah.
But like it's really interesting now that I've started to build a relationship with a lot of cosplayers and seeing how important it is and how expensive it is as well.
And also like these people are like obsessed with their fandoms, obsessed with their stories. So like once they're in a situation where they're getting to go to premieres or to press events, it's a real honor. You know, they really wear that enthusiasm, and it does help project sort of like promotions along. You know.
Yeah, because also like you just see them like absolutely suited up walking around through
Yeah,
London,
Yeah.
and it does make your day.
yeah, it does. It is cherry, and that's the whole week. We've
So
got
then
Sunday
we've
as
got
well.
also the understanding social media analytics, how to put your
I'm
best
still
foot
on the Saturday.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the one that we did last year. It was the first one I ever did at MCM, and it went down really well. But last year it was just myself, Nelly, and Andrew. This year we've invited some more people from different sort of like platforms. So, Meg, who does Twitch, sorry.
Yeah.
We just try to broaden it out and get more experiences in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Eli's on that one too, actually.
Yeah, Ela's also on that one as well, and I think we've got a few more cosplayers as well. So we've got Eli, Non-Stop L.
Non-stop. No, that's my partner. Yeah.
That's Non-Stop. Okay, and then we've got Bella as well. And then Simply Skywalking.
Yeah, so that's Andrew. Yeah, he was
I
on
know
the last time.
Skywalking. I feel like we have them on socials.
He's
Yeah.
ubiquitous. He's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I feel like Saturday's a really nice day of getting a breakdown of understanding just like cinema, but also understanding how we can use whatever you're passionate about into like social media spaces as well.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be in this situation had I not become hyper fixated on like the nuts and bolts of how it was working.
Yeah.
Because when I went to that first Comic Con in 2021 and I saw there were people who had these massive social media followings,
Yeah.
I was totally oblivious to it. I had no idea. And I was like, well, how does that happen then?
Yeah.
What projects people into that, and learning how that like was working in Instagram, learning how then people were having access to different things, and it just grew there.
The brands. And
Yeah, it was wild, and I got like really focused in on it. My partner got really focused in on it because it was just like incredible.
Yeah.
And the thing is as well, like with social media, it's one of those constantly changing landscapes. So like a lot of people used to say Instagram was a really big thing, but now, especially in the gaming and cosplaying world, like Twitch is the place to be.
I have no like. I don't know much about. I always like been off of like Twitch because I just didn't really understand it. But it's always interesting seeing like this is like the new waves of like creatives now. Like we got, I don't know, the streamers. I guess
Yeah.
the name is the overall name is called streamers. But like seeing them in the mix and now seeing this creative landscape, especially in the comic book world, and seeing them like project themselves and like create these videos. How did you find yourself like entering that type of new wave of like being like a content creator?
Do you know what? I actually really struggled to start with
Yeah.
because like I'm 37.
Yeah.
I
Swear, you do not look for
Yeah, I'm 37. Thank you, mate. I grew up with like MSN Messenger, MySpace, you know.
Same.
But when I was involved in like music and stuff like that, I learnt a tiny little bit about like PR and stuff like that. We had like getting friends like videos on Kerrang and things like that. So we learnt little bits and bobs, right?
Yeah.
And those little bits and bobs essentially are what helped move things forwards now.
Yeah.
But to start with, I just didn't really understand the production side of it. You know, I'd sit there with a camera and I'd really struggle talking to myself. I'd feel really stupid doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't feel particularly accessible in terms of like editing and stuff like that until I learned what CapCut was.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh wait, I can actually do this. It's a bit punk rock. Like I'm sure like anyone who knows what they're doing looks at it and goes, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
But since I got to grips with that, things have accelerated. But yeah, it was for the first 2 years, it was literally just like I'd go to con, have a great time, wear my costume, speak to as many people about things that I love as possible, and meet as many people, and that was it really.
Yeah.
But I think
that's changed.
Yeah, well, the last since last May, when I started making more video content, that's really when it's taken off. Really.
Yeah. Definitely is like that growth of like being a creator is like a lot of like self-teaching and like a lot of like research and looking at other creators and understanding how they grow and kind of like taking all the good and kind of applying it to yourself.
And I think it's also like one of those things where it's hard to understand how to analyze it if you don't know.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we were really hyper focused at one point about the statistics and the dots and the digits and stuff like that.
Mm.
But as like cool as that stuff is, like you said, it's always changing. What's really important is the people you meet and the community and the collaborating and the working together and spotting different talents that people have and skills. That is, I'd say, way more important than actually being able to make a top quality video. Not that I think I've made anywhere near a top quality video yet, but yeah, meeting. Fingers crossed.
I feel like the interviews you've done though have been quite like impactful.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, because like I don't really know much about the whole Star Wars lore like Junior, but going into that and then having your space to actually be like as a reference and understand things, it does make it a lot easier to consume. Because you could find yourself going through like 1,000 Reddit posts.
Yeah, it makes it easier to be like, if you want to know about Star Wars, just click on this video type of thing, opposed to going through this. Wow, I think that's why content creators are so important, because they can create like certain information for people and kind of like niche it and kind of like be easy to explain, opposed to like, for example, if I'm like someone that doesn't know the lore of Star Wars, they can say, oh, you know, just check out Luke's content. He'll give you the rundown on X, Y, and Z. Like that's an easy way to take in information.
It's hard to think of a way to like make it digestible sometimes for people, because it is so like a big lore and stuff like that. So what I've tried to do is just focus on the things that I really love and hope that it attracts other people who like those things. And like luckily, because a lot of it is based around the puppets, the creatures, the practical effects or the costumes, it seems to drag in enough people from what I am doing with cosplay and stuff like that, and then other people who just broadly like Star Wars. But yeah, it's difficult knowing where to sort of refine your interest. And I just thought, well, just do what I care about, and hopefully people like it, you know. So thank you so much. That was a lovely compliment. Appreciate that.
No, it's like completely genuine, because like I feel like when you have loads of creators, it can be easy to like completely zone out, not be able to like find something niche where people are able to interact with it. And interviews are always great as well, because it puts a face to it and it has a more human feel.
Well, my favorite one I've done is I've already put it out, is that Mike Quinn one, because when I was a kid and I loved like the Muppets and Dark Crystal and Labyrinth and stuff, I loved all that stuff before Star Wars, and I didn't realize that someone like Mike, and there's a few other people as well, worked on all those things together. They were like the godfathers of animatronics, right? So meeting him, talking about his like masses of work, because like he doesn't just do puppets. It's like Pixar, CGI. It's like Roger Rabbit before that. Like he was involved in all this stuff that was like massive for me. And just having this chat and all the reference points he's getting, and he's enjoying the jokes and the comedy, mate, that was massive for me. I'm gonna remember that forever. Like it was brilliant.
Yeah, and that's the power of like creating content, because it opens these type of doors where you can talk to these people that somewhat inspired you, or you didn't even know that were inspiring you, because you didn't know much about the backgrounds of what they were doing. So it kind of opens these doors, and it's a very weird, not weird, but like we're really expanding into the content world. My fear is that is everyone creating content now where it's like too much, it's gonna become like a melting pot where it's like Comic-Con is going to be just a bunch of people just like doing interviews and like filming each other and stuff like that.
Do you know what, man?
We need to find like a good little balance where we're still enjoying ourselves and also making content.
That's honestly a difficult thing, and I think going in with like a target of what you'd like to do, but remembering that like you're there because you love it, is the big thing. You know, like when last MCM, when we did the first panel and stuff, that was my personal first one as a creator, and I knew I just wanted to do as much content as I could as possible to showcase the things that I love, but I also made sure I put aside time for stuff that I knew that I'd do anyway. But yeah, no, the conversations I have with some people, it's very easy to get burnt out. It's very easy to get sort of like down in the dumps about it and feel like you're not doing enough. And but everyone's threshold is different, like with everything, you know.
Yeah. I definitely deal with that a lot as well. Like making content, especially in the movie and TV, like reviewing stuff like that. It's like I want to watch something, but then I don't want to have to feel like I have to like do a whole video talking about it as well. I kind of just wanted to just enjoy this thing. So finding that balance has always been quite difficult.
I think if you're doing it, you're doing it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter like to what level, right? Because the hardest thing is doing something.
Yeah.
Like if you on your BFI films go out and make one piece of content or one interview or one whatever for every film, that's incredible.
Yeah.
You're doing it. But also, if you end up combining all of those and having like sections where you do 3 films per piece, maybe that's all you can handle.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got other things going on, you know, job, family, whatever.
Yeah,
like,
life.
yeah, we've all got stuff going on. So, yeah, I try and be really kind to myself about it, because otherwise I will just constantly be saying I should do more.
Yeah.
You know, and other people should be kind to themselves too.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you've also got the Sunday.
Yes.
Oh crap!
Because we're not even done yet.
Nah.
Yeah.
Busy bee.
Yeah. On Sunday, as you're talking about exactly what you're saying about there, about communities and being kind and mental health and stuff like that. One of the panels on Sunday I'm doing is about how to maintain a healthy community within a gaming space. Traditionally not a particularly great space. Anyone who's played Modern Warfare will know what we're talking about. But we've got like community leaders. But yeah, we've got different people coming in and doing like their experience of communities, maybe some challenges they've faced along the way, how they've remedied them, where you can get help elsewhere. Because it's not just unpleasantness like that. It's obviously mental health issues. It's addiction. Because a lot of these games now, the mechanics are like gambling and they have addictive qualities.
That's very interesting. Like, we definitely want to get a couple of more gamers onto the platform as well to talk about them. Because like, I've always, I guess it's the same way how I treat Star Wars. Like, I've always been outside, like looking in, and like I would never call myself a gamer, because if I play a game, I'm horrible at most of them anyway. But I've always been intrigued about gaming culture. It seems like there is a beautiful community within it, but there's also like
there's good and bad, like everything else. And I think what was it this summer I kind of started peeking into the gaming community a little bit more. Sadly, I can't say the company that helped me, but I really enjoyed seeing how there was potential for really uplifting groups that aren't necessarily represented, but then you'd have conversations with people and you'd hear how much it can take a toll on you. The gaming industry doesn't necessarily have a lot of money, so people or content creators within that space, it's kind of like quite challenging. And it was more like trying to understand, how do you deal with that, because gaming in general can be quite like harrowing.
Yeah, I was making light of the like Call of Duty like lobby sort of thing, but like when I think back to that and Halo 3 when I was like 19, the stuff I'd hear in lobbies, mate, were unbelievable. And you'd think, oh, it's all right, they've cleaned it up now, it's not the same. No, man, it just goes somewhere else. Like they're just squeezing the tube in, and it comes out in other places. And I think one of the things we want to talk about that is obviously it's a little bit on now, but like the Gamergate stuff that happened. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
No.
There was a lot of sort of misogyny that happened that was all sort of like bunched together, that has been sort of called Gamergate. It was over a decade ago now, but I sort of want to discuss how that's moved along or not moved along, or because the way I see it, I see a lot of young women now playing games who maybe traditionally wouldn't or didn't or wouldn't be so open about it, and more games that are designed for young women, you know, like talk about cozy games and stuff like that. And I think that the fact that the market is bigger than film, of course they're going to be trying to include as many people as possible, but in a space where traditionally it's maybe not been so inclusive, it presents interesting challenges, you know.
I mean, we had Borderlands last year, where because of the film, it's now just kind of helped give more IP for the actual games, and seeing how that has changed, and seeing how the scape has completely transformed.
You know what? I'm meeting a guy on Saturday, Has Dalul. He started off in special effects. He did special effects in The Dark Knight Rises. He's done director work for Disney for The Descendants and stuff like that. But he is bringing out a game called Astroburn. And alongside that, he's also developing a TV show to go with it. Because a bit like what we were saying about composing and stuff like that earlier, where it's like people are jumping between the game to the movie world now. Where in the 80s and 90s video game adaptations were like a flop, like the Mario Bros movie in like the 90s or whatever. Even like the Tomb Raider films in like early 2000s, like relative flops, right? Now you look at some of the biggest IPs in media, you know, The Last of Us, stuff like that. Like,
even like Sonic.
He's thinking bringing them up together and doing them at the same time and creating for investment, more of a rounded opportunity. You
That'd
know?
be like a
And it's
like
a
whole
really
community
way
built.
of like broadening your audience.
Yeah, definitely. That's a sick idea.
Yeah, no, he's a really interesting dude. Really
Yeah.
interesting dude.
Yeah,
And that's on Saturday. Jumping back to that.
nice. You got such a busy week, bro.
So busy. And
That's sick though. It's sick.
I'm really excited, like I said, but like so many interesting people. I feel like it's gonna be okay and it's gonna be easy, but like I know that once I sit up there, I'm gonna start freezing a little bit. I'm gonna be like notes. You know?
Yeah.
But that's what they're for, I guess.
Yeah.
It helps you. But like, what is the big thing that you're excited about for Comic-Con this year?
I think it is just being on that res stage, but not. Sounds really silly, but not for me. For all of those interesting people that we passing through, that I can ask these questions to. Because like my thing is, I love learning. I'm not always the best at communicating. I'm autistic, and I'm not good in other situations talking sometimes, right? But the rules between the person being interviewed and the interviewer are clear. The conversation is clear, and I feel really comfortable. So to be able to do that all weekend long, and they're just queuing up interesting people for me to talk to.
Yeah, sick.
It feels like a real treat, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of me having to do like crazy amounts of like legwork to try and make sure they might let us interview, they might not, you know. Yeah, it's a real privilege, you know.
Nice. On Outtake show, we do like to get messy sometimes.
Okay.
So I got a few questions to ask.
Hit me.
What is the worst cosplay character?
Just trying to think now how I'm not going to offend people with this. 'Cause there's no, you've set me up here right before Comic-Con. Right, is this coming out before or after? Am I safe?
We're gonna put it before.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I just feel like there's a character. I feel like there's characters that
I'm
people...
going.
Ooh.
Joker, Deadpool, bro. Like I can't. It's to be fair, it's not.
Also, I remember when was it 2015 where everyone just did Joker cosplay.
Yeah.
But like, it's not necessarily even the characters. There's something about those characters that inspires people to be in character, and I can't abide that. Look, I love cosplay, man. I think it's great making the stuff. I love meeting people who are that enthusiastic and that passionate about it, right? But I can't deal with people who think that they are the character or want to act like they are the character. I get so uncomfortable personally with it.
Like, I guess they're being like kind of like dicks. Or being kind of annoying and using the characters as excuse.
Well, that's big with the Deadpool ones, yeah. Disproportionately, Joker and Deadpool love to be in character.
Yeah.
And I'd say out of all the characters out of media, there may be the two that you really don't want to be pretending to be, you know? It's so I don't
like,
get it.
literally, they're good to watch from a safe place, but they're not good people to actually interact with.
Yeah, no, totally.
Fair. What would you say is the worst fan base?
I'm going to sound soft with this, mate, but I don't think there's such a thing as a bad fan base.
Oh, I mean, technically,
Which is the most challenging fan base?
Whatever the broadest and most popular one of the time is, because you're going to have the most different kinds of people, meaning the most conflict, meaning the most discourse, which means more opportunity for conflict. And I mean, this is all a really fluffy way of me getting away without saying Star Wars, really, isn't it? But we all know.
Slow walk the dog into it.
But I think actually, if I was being like really niche about it, for me, specifics, Zack Snyder DC fan base.
I hear that.
I find that really hard.
Did you see that tweet that Zack Snyder wrote like recently, where he like put a picture of Henry Cavill and was like, "This is Superman." I was like, leave it out. We've all moved on.
Some things don't change, does it?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I didn't personally enjoy those films as much as everyone else did. I've seen them all. Some of them are good. I like, but like, there's something about the vociferous defense of them that just puts me on edge. I'm like, why are you so strongly defending this? Like, yeah.
They were very active during the release of Superman. Like they were
like everywhere.
Really, like, this is not Superman. This is your Superman.
I couldn't understand that. Like a film that was so about hope and kindness and the character as well, like embodying all of that. And then they're just like, nah, rubbish.
Yeah, you should be killing people.
Yeah. Why isn't everything in black and white and really grainy and
Freaking of it.
oh,
That was
yeah.
messy questions I have. I think those are the messy questions I have. See, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all right.
What was that?
Well, you say
You've
you,
s-
no wait, you say that right, but then you got to remember, I'm still on a stage this weekend, right? I'm gonna have a squad of like Henry Cavill Superman just standing
and
there.
Deadpool and the Joker coming up to you.
all
Yeah,
like,
you've killed
they'll
me.
collectively come up together.
It's gonna feel like Fortnite. Bunch of these characters just popping up towards you.
Dead.
It'll be like that random. You know how they have the Scooby Doo Fortnite at the moment, right?
Oh,
Do
yeah.
they?
For
That sounds good.
Halloween.
Yeah.
So like they have random characters that will be like that.
You are right.
Yeah.
Fair. I ain't got any more questions, Maz. You got any?
I mean,
questions
we're
for us?
gonna talk about the last thing, which is
Yeah.
Andor,
Mm.
because it had its
Oh yes,
it had its like
Andor.
huge run at the Emmys at the moment.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Andor until like this week,
Wow.
and I know that Star Wars always has this huge like political undertone that everyone kind of forgets.
Yeah.
But like Andor, it's like really in your face.
It's not the undertone. It's
Yeah.
it's like front and center, right?
Yeah.
I was really worried that with the Emmys, especially, that it was going to be one of those things a bit like The Wire, that was like critically acclaimed and like one of the best things that like I've ever seen, that would just get
No wins.
overlooked. You
Mhm.
know, so I was really glad they got something, but I do think it's a crime that none of the performances got anything. Like,
Yeah.
especially Genevieve O'Reilly, Mon Mothma, like. That speech is like indelibly burned into my mind, where she's
It's
talking
so well
about
written.
the power of truth, and
Yeah.
and it's so pertinent to the time. You know?
Yeah. I think that was the thing that really like struck a chord with me, was that with everything that's going on, it's just so real.
What was really fun, right, is across the press run, you got Tony Gilroy and all the actors being like, no, it's not political. It's not political. Not at all. And then like as the weeks go on, they're sort of loosening a little bit. And by the time that the press tour is done, they're being like, oh no, it's about history, but yeah, it's got relevance now. Like loosening it up as they go. Obviously, they're trying to keep like the focus on the production.
Yeah.
They didn't want to get involved in like the political discourse, because then they'll be attacked and all this stuff. But making something so relevant inadvertently by copying history is a comment in itself about like where everything is at, you know.
Yeah.
I think Andor is what Star Wars kind of needed to like give just a reminder, just like same sentiment Maz was mentioned, just like the reminder of like there is some politics within Star Wars that I think there was a time where like, well, I kind of experienced it while watching Star Wars. It's like it was just like lightsabers and just like fight scenes, which is sick to watch. But then understanding there's a little bit more to it, like understanding the Force and understanding the good and the bad, like the rebels, like the revolution that they're trying to do as well. Like Andor really like latched onto that and made it in a series. And I think it's now this show that people can, well, Star Wars fans, which I can hope can be like, hey, check out this is something you can watch that. It still has the Star Wars lore in it, but still it can be like a drama or spy.
Oh, big.
I
thought it was.
What you call like spy shows?
Espionage show.
Espionage,
Oh,
yeah.
it was proper espionage, and it was
Yeah.
just so nice, because like I love spy action films.
Yeah.
And so like leaning into it, it was just like, oh, okay, this is really interesting. And hearing like how essentially like the Empire is an authoritarian state.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hiding behind, oh, it's just the Empire. It was like, no, this is an authoritarian state, and like people are trying to liberate themselves. That's what the rebels are about. And so when you had the whole like spy part, and like having Alexander Skarsgård, Papa Skarsgård's dad,
Yeah.
like Papa Skarsgård being like one of the focal points of like that espionage element.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What I loved about that with Skarsgård is that like, while you've said they've had this like political undertone stuff going on in Star Wars, they'd never been brave enough to touch something like an accelerator like Skarsgård's character. When you think of like historical revolutions and things like that, or for every Martin Luther King, there's Malcolm X, right? And saying that essentially you can't combat this unless you fight, and there's going to be some messy stuff. You know, it's a really delicate thing to talk about. You know, because generally it's like, well, no, take non-violent means and stuff. But when you're facing totalitarianism like that, like they're not going to listen. Yeah. There has to be people like that, you know. And I thought it was so delicately done, and beautiful. I cried every week at something in that show. Every week. It was powerful.
Very powerful. Are we looking towards a season 3? Do you think this is something that it's close cut from season 2?
So the original plan was they wanted to do 5 seasons, right?
Okay.
And they cut down from the 5 seasons because logistically, money, time, they just couldn't do it because of how long the filming takes and different timescales and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They said that, like, bear in mind, it's meant to go straight into Rogue One, the film, where Cassian Andor, when he was in that, what's his name? Not Cassian Andor, Diego Luna.
Yeah, Diego.
When Diego Luna was in that, I think he just turned 30, right?
Yeah.
And by the time they'd have ended all 5 seasons, he'd have been 50.
Yeah.
Now he's a good-looking man, but like that's going to take some even more money on that CGI budget, maybe, you know. Like, but yeah, I interviewed a guy who was in the first season, Alex Ferns. He's also in the Batman and Godzilla and stuff. Nice. He was the cop who was like really enthusiastic.
I knew. He really wanted to be a part of the Empire.
Oh,
yeah,
literally. Like, please choose me. And then, like, at the end of season 2,
he was not happy when I spoke to him because he was promised this long arc across the 5 seasons. Where he was due to sort of like defect and turn sides, and then him and Cyril have this big confrontation, and instead just gone because they had to cut some of the stuff out to make room for sort of his fast-paced 4 arcs or 5 arcs, whatever it was in that last season.
That makes sense because he switched sides in season 2.
What's that, sorry?
He switches sides.
No, he's just not in it. He's just not in it.
He's not in it.
No, they cut him. So he said to me that at the end of that first season, where they're defeated in the square, there was a scene they filmed with Skarsgård where Skarsgård just offers him a drink, and he doesn't know who he is, obviously, and that was going to be the link in to start their stuff moving on. They didn't put the scene in.
Yeah.
Before the show had even aired, he knew that they weren't going to be rehiring him. He was not happy, in no uncertain terms. But yeah, I think they had to really decide carefully what stories they were going to tell, how they're going to tell them, and how, like, they have like a year's jump between each arc. So yeah, they had to cut something, I guess.
There was a lot of like year jumping, especially in the second season as well.
Yeah, I guess that's the reason why we're done then.
Yeah, that's
Do
it.
you think we're gonna get Cassian's son's story?
Is he a son? Because I always say this to my friends.
So
I wonder if he's a girl. I wonder if the baby is a girl, because to me, a lot of the themes in that show, although it's called Andor, are about mothers and about women. You know, like the strongest characters in it, aside from Andor, you know, Mon Mothma, Dedra Meero, Vel and Sympha. Can't remember her name, but yeah, most of the characters in there are strong women. Cassian's mother was obviously a massive part of it. I wonder if it might be a girl, to be honest.
You reckon?
I don't know.
But then if they do you think we're going to get the same uproar that we've been seeing when it's been a female-led storyline?
Very possibly. In reality, the best thing you can do is just leave it alone. not everything has to touch everything, right?
Keep it safe.
Leave all the touching stuff in, like Mandalorian, Ahsoka, this big cross-converging stuff. But yeah, you don't really need it, do you? Especially if it's going to take away from what's being.
If we close the story and he did a great job at doing it, and there's like nothing to it.
Because essentially it's there to just give you one last gut punch at the end, right? Because you know what happens in Rogue One. You know he obviously passes away. Spoiler. And then you know that he's left his child and the woman he loves behind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
More than enough. Is there anything else on the board that we want to talk about?
I think we've kind of gone through it, really, essentially.
I guess the main thing to talk about is Comic-Con, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
You will be hosting. You're gonna be having a blast of a time down there.
Can't wait.
I'm gonna come down on Saturday. I think I'm working on Friday, and I don't know what I'm doing on Sunday. But I'm definitely told myself I want to come down so you guys talk with freaks.
General tickets have actually just sold out
for Saturday. For Saturday they have,
bruh.
Yeah, no, they've just sold out, but we might try and get a press pass.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But like, yeah, I think like just the fact that general tickets have just finished already, because it was like 99% yesterday, and then I woke up this morning, it was like, no, it's sold out. I was like, whoa, like it's gonna be a huge year.
They announced Sean Berthnall yesterday, which
Oh,
probably
maybe
gave it that
that
last
spiked it.
push. You
You
know,
know, I saw that and I just didn't think nothing much about it. Then obviously, of course, that would spike people to just
people
get
on the
tickets.
fence, they're going, "No, I'm going now."
I want to go. Okay, we'll see. We see on the day, but congrats on getting the
Thank
hosting
you.
gig. You're gonna do a brilliant job. Be sure to check him out on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and all socials as well. This is the Outtake Show. This is episode 85. We've got the host of Most Yard Man Jr. in the building. We also got Mazzavelli as well. And we also got Luke in the building as well. Tune in to next week. Peace.
Bye.